Hello and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I'm Titleless Musings and today I have a brand new journal with me for you. So today I am moving away from K-pop to make a Taylor Swift journal spread. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to make a spread for this. I have to be honest, I haven't been as deep into the Taylor Swift fandom recently. In 2023, I saw the Eras movie and I really loved it. I have so many bracelets. And then I don't want to say I went off Taylor Swift, but I just kind of stopped listening for a while. And Torture Poets Department came out, obviously, while the Eras tour was still on. And I have to be honest, I did not vibe at all with Torture Poets Department. I can appreciate that obviously it was an album she needed to write, and there were a lot of people that I think found some of the songs relatable, but I didn't. I've come around to some of the songs, but basically I'm trying to just make the point that I was not a Torture Poets fan at all. So I wasn't necessarily sure if I would really vibe with The Life of a Showgirl, but I listened to it because I have been a Taylor Swift fan for a long time, and I didn't hate it actually. My favorite Taylor Swift album, I've said this so many times, my favorite Taylor Swift album is Folklore. I think Folklore, it may not be, sonically the best or technically musically the best, but Folklore was it was the album that really kind of solidified my place in the fandom, for lack of a better word. I really, really like Folklore, and I kind of judge all of her other albums based on it. So this certainly was not Folklore quality to me, because Folklore, for me, has never been beaten. But I didn't mind Life of a Showgirl. There's 3 songs on this album that I really do not like, and probably will never ever listen to. But for a majority of the songs, I either like them or I can tolerate them. So like Opalite, for example, I don't hate that song. For some reason it reminds me of Christmas. I don't know why Opalite specifically reminds me of Christmas. It's not a Christmas song. But Opalite is a song where it's like, yeah, I don't mind the song, but it's not my favorite. And that's compared to Wishlist, which is actually my top song on the album. So yeah, I just thought I'd make a little spread. I've actually been really busy making Taylor Swift spreads. I'll put 2 of the spreads that I've made off camera here. I just have my very first listen spread page where I just wrote like my first thoughts on the songs and a lyric from each that I liked. And then I made one, I was listening to the bridge of Eldest Daughter, and I really, really like that bridge. That's one of my favorite bridges of hers of all time, I think. I don't hate the rest of Eldest Daughter, but the bridge specifically is why I listen to it. So I made a spread for that as well. And then obviously here we're making my kind of scrapbooky page. I wanted to do something a little bit different. I'd actually seen on the Taylor Swift subreddit so many people making just the most beautiful collage spreads you've ever seen. I mean, they were so... that was actually what kind of inspired me. I went on like a Pinterest, shuffle and just I found like the letters that I just printed out on printer paper. I obviously have some of the photos. I found those, I think it was Deadline, or was it Variety? One of the magazines had all of the album photos, and that's where I got those. But I wanted to do a kind of collage spread, but I challenged myself to pick the kind of components while listening to the album. So these are kind of things that I thought represented the album. It's not so much a theme as it is, like each song, I guess, for lack of a better word. The mermaid looking one, that gave me Fate of Ophelia vibes. And then I kind of liked the lavender part, because I don't know, Wish List reminds me of Glitch off of Midnights, and then Midnights I also always associate with lavender haze, hence the lavender paper. So basically this is just a spread that I made while I was listening to the album. And I'm pretty happy with it, actually. I mean, like, is it my best spread, in my opinion, that I've ever made? Absolutely not. But it really kind of categorized all of the different visual components, I guess, that I thought of while listening to the album. I had a really hard time picking pictures. This is going to sound strange. I guess I kind of expected the album to sound more, or to be more of a showgirl vibe. If you haven't seen the Fate of Ophelia music video, I won't spoil what happens in the video, but I will say that was the vibe I was really hoping we would have gotten from the album, where it was really heavily focused on that kind of showgirl persona. And I didn't get that vibe at all listening to the album, so I had a hard time picking photos. Some of them, I don't know, I just don't really like some of the themes, I guess. Yeah, I can't even describe it. I like the red bodysuit. I thought that was kind of cool. I can't remember, it's one of the CDs that's coming out. I think it's one of the acoustic ones where she's got like the blonde wig. I love that outfit because that to me it's very like 1930s, 40s, 50s, even into the 60s kind of vibes. That was just totally my kind of perspective of how it was gonna look. But yeah, I didn't write a review on this page because I have a lot of thoughts and I'm a little bit hesitant about sharing some of them because I know music is really, really personal. Um, but I just kind of, yeah, I made a list. My three faves right now are Wish List, The Fate of Ophelia, and then Father Figure. It was difficult because I also wanted to put Elizabeth Taylor on there because I do like that song, but I just ran out of space. But then, like I said, my favorite lyrics are the bridge from Eldest Daughter. I think that bridge is really pretty. I've been listening to a lot of kind of the albums that I don't like the bridges. I was listening to Peter off of Torture Poets Department, and I like that bridge as well. Anyways, bringing this actually back into focus, which is the life of a showgirl. I wouldn't necessarily. I don't know. I wouldn't put this up there as my favorite album of hers. I really wouldn't. I really like I said, Folklore is my number one, followed by probably Midnights, and then I don't know. I'm torn between Rep or Speak Now because I do like those two. But I don't necessarily hate the album, if that makes sense. I know that a lot of people really aren't vibing with this album, and I can totally see why. I have it the first time I listened to this, I was just like, absolutely not. But now that I've listened to it more, I do enjoy it quite a bit. I think for me, maybe it's the fact someone said they think that it's her least personal album yet, and maybe that's why I vibe with it. You know, that obviously she's gonna write things from her perspective in life, and it'll be about things that she experiences. But because it was so impersonal, you could then kind of relate to it more, which is where I think I really struggled with Torture Poets Department. That was so hyper specific that I feel like if you didn't live a life like that or you didn't have those experiences, it was hard to relate to. So yeah, not my favorite album of hers, but I did like it and I do listen to it and I don't I get the hate. I wouldn't even say like I said this is in my top 5 albums, but I don't hate listening to it. It's fun. It's a bop. You know, it's funky. It's different, I guess. But we are starting to wrap up the spread. I have some of this red washi tape. I was thinking of Father Figure with this. I don't know why the red tape specifically was making me think of Father Figure. I also then tied in some other colors. I think I do like a violet purple. Yeah, this one, that's actually more like a plum, isn't it? Sorry. I do the plum just to tie into the kind of purple. It's darker than it appears on camera because of the color grading that I use. But then I also use yellow because I was thinking about that with The Fate of Ophelia, particularly the music video, because I did make the spread after the music video came out. But like I said, we are kind of starting to wrap up here. I'm just finishing the little bits of tape. The only other thing that I do add here, I have some of these star stickers that a lot of them are just like gray and yellow, but some of them do have a reflective coating on them or a reflective sticker, so they look like gold stars. So I do add some of those before we finish up. But yeah, this is the end of my collage, my kind of visualization, if you will, of Taylor Swift's 12th album. Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments. I know that this album has kind of raised a lot of different points. A lot of people like it for some reasons that other people don't like it for. Definitely let me know your opinion. What's your favorite song? What are your thoughts on it? Do you think this is Life of a Showgirl coded? But I am going to finish adding the stickers. If you have made it to this point in the video, please do remember to like and subscribe as it really does help the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.